Back to the book. Hardcore soldiers wouldn't look like bums anymore either. They'd shave every day, wear their gear properly, and always be in camouflage when on ops. And the leaders made it happen by setting the example and being hard but fair. This was all viewed as chicken shit at first, and I was considered, to quote Doc Holly, the original G.I. Joe lifer sent from hell to burn their hides with fire and brimstone. So, if you don't know this, lifer, the term lifer in the military, especially during Vietnam, that's the opposite of a draft, a draftee that just wants to do his time and get out. The opposite of that is a lifer, someone that's totally into it, someone that's totally gung-ho and fired up. And they call him the original G.I. Joe lifer. As Claymore Company's Jim Robertson put it in a February letter to his parents, our new colonel is nuts. It would take a week to tell you all the nutty things he's done, so I'll make it short. Line companies are offering $1,600 for his dead body. He won't last long. He'll get zapped. He's stark raving mad. Nobody liked Hack, Alert Company's Tom Aiken recalls. I remember the guys from B Company talking about, we're going to kill the son of a bitch and we're going to put a bounty on him. And I'm telling you the truth, if I've ever told it in my life, I turned around and glanced at one of them and I said, I'll throw in the first $20. But each time they saluted, they gave themselves a little subconscious commercial of brainwashing that they were hardcore. And after a while, I knew they'd begin to believe they were the meanest mothers in Vietnam. The men of soon-to-be hardcore battalion hadn't seen anything yet. Threats or no threats, I continued to issue them a daily basic brown shoe army ass-kicking and tighten both the discipline and standards more and more. Of all the many traits needed to survive and win on the battlefield, discipline is number one. Without absolute discipline, you lose. And these guys still had virtually none. And again, I got to point out that remember the original guy that was super hardcore and trying to impose this discipline? It's very similar to what Hack's doing. Very similar. The difference being, number one, he cares about the guys. And they just haven't seen that yet. They don't understand that the discipline that he's teaching them is going to keep them alive. And when they recognize that mentally, he knows he's just got to push that through that point. He's not making them do things just to make them do them. He's not using discipline just to be authoritarian and prove that he can make them do it. That's not his goal. That's not what he's doing. He truly is. The reason he's trying to impose discipline on them is to keep them alive because he cares about those guys. And it's going to take a little bit of time for them to recognize it. But once they recognize it, they're going to be on board.